I don't know why I started the camera before I decided to drink some water. But I want to start this episode off with a message of gratitude for all of you who have been supporting the channel for as long as you have. I am so incredibly excited for everything that's going on this summer, starting next week with Go Fest, all the travel that's coming up after that. I just have access to a lot more opportunities than I ever have in my life, and that is due in part to your support. So for all that, I appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to everything that's coming up over the next few months. I hope you are too, and yeah, thanks. Now let's talk about legendary raid bosses, because I have a very strong feeling that they're coming soon. We'll probably see the first ones at Go Fest, and then they'll become available around the world soon after that. Remember, that's not confirmed, but that's just how I feel based on the current climate of things in Pokemon Go. So in preparation for legendary raids, there are two things that I'm doing. One is powering up the best counters to those legendary raid bosses, because those are going to be the most difficult raids by far. And two is saving up rare candies. So let's talk about rare candies first, because that's quick. Assuming you're going to catch a legendary Pokemon at level 20, just like every other raid boss, it's going to take 278 candies to power up that Pokemon from level 20 to max, that's level 40. So keep that in mind. If you want to power up your first legendary Pokemon to max level, you need 278 candies for that Pokemon. And as buddies, they're probably going to take 5 kilometers to earn 1 candy, but you can start saving rare candies now and use those on your legendary to immediately have hundreds of candies for that species. So that's one. Save your rare candies for legendaries, because you're going to want to power those up right away. I mean, you might not want to, but they're legendaries, come on. The second thing is focusing on the best counters for these legendary raid bosses. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to stick with Gen 1 legendary Pokemon, because I think that's probably what we'll see first. So Golem, first of all, is a great counter to all 3 legendary birds. Articuno and Moltres both have double weakness to rock-type moves, and Zapdos is electric-type. Golem, as a ground-type, has immunity to electric moves, so it's going to take 50% damage from Zapdos' attacks. So, great counter there. You definitely want a Golem with Rock Throw and Stone Edge. Your second best choice for those 3 birds is going to be Tyranitar with Bite and Stone Edge, and even though Bite isn't super effective against any of them, Tyranitar's attack stat is so high that Bite, Stone Edge, Tyranitar gets pretty close to Golem's DPS. Another good choice that a lot of people might not have access to is Omastar with Rock Throw and Rock Slide, which are both actually legacy moves, and if you saved an Omastar with those moves, now might be a decent time to power it up. If you have an Omastar with just Rock Throw, you can use TMs to get Rock Blast as its charge move, which isn't as powerful as Rock Slide, but it's still 2 Rock-type moves, it's still pretty good DPS, and it's going to be useful against these legendary birds for sure. To get a little bit more specific against the birds, against Articuno, you can also use fire types, so Flareon with Fire Spin and Overheat is the absolute #1 fire-type Pokemon to use. You can also use Charizard with Fire Spin Overheat, but Charizard is going to take a little bit more damage from Articuno. Fire resists ice, but flying is weak to ice, so it's going to take neutral damage from Articuno's ice-type attacks, whereas Flareon is going to resist them. Against Zapdos, it's a little bit more difficult, because Electric's only weakness is ground, and flying resists ground, so you have to rely on its flying type weaknesses only, which is obviously rock types and ice types, and then you can't use electric because it resists that also. So really, besides your Rock Throw, Stone Edge, Golem, your best choice is probably just the highest DPS Pokemon, which is going to include your Dragonites with their best movesets, possibly Alakazam, Gengar. Those are a little bit risky because they have much lower defense, they're going to faint a lot quicker. And again, Fire Spin Overheat Flareon is not only the best fire-type attacker, but it's also in the top 10 or so overall DPS movesets. So very strong Pokemon to have, and definitely worth investing some Stardust into. Against Moltres, again, besides the rock types, you can also use some mixed movesets with Omastar, which would be Rock Throw, Hydro Pump. You can also use other water types with Water Gun, Hydro Pump, Vaporeon, for its overall survivability. And then your just top 3 DPS users of Water Gun Hydro Pump are going to be Omastar, Feraligatr, and Kingdra. And Kingdra does have double resistance to Moltres' fire-type attacks. Now against the 2 Psychic-type legendaries, that's Mew and Mewtwo, Tyranitar with Bite and Crunch is your absolute best choice because it's going to resist their Psychic-type moves, It's going to deal super effective damage with Bite and Crunch, and it is one of the strongest Pokemon overall. Now you will have to be careful because according to Mewtwo's current movesets in the game data, it can have Focus Blast, which is fighting type, and deals double super effective damage to Tyranitar. So if it does have Focus Blast, I mean, you just kind of have to play around it. Be sure to dodge against all the legendary charge moves, even high tier raid boss charge moves. You always want to try to dodge those. I should add that you can also use a Bite Stone Edge Tyranitar, although it's not quite as effective as Bite and Crunch. The second best dark type to use is probably Houndoom with Snarl and Foul Play, because it's going to get both stab and super effective. And as filler, you can use other Pokemon with Bite and Crunch movesets, Mystic 7, but I would definitely recommend Tyranitar and Houndoom over anything else. Besides those dark types, you can also use ghost types like Gengar with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball, or even Shadow Claw and Dark Pulse, but be careful because Gengar is weak to Psychic, so again, make sure you're dodging. And then besides those super effective attackers, you pretty much just want to focus on highest DPS. So again, your best Dragonites, Flareon with Fire Spin Overheat, anything that tops the DPS chart is going to be pretty effective, at least more effective than anything else that is not Dark type, if that makes sense. The difficult thing about Mew is that in the game data, it can have a ton of different charge moves. So it could have Solar Beam, it could have Fire Blast, it could have any number of things that might end up countering whatever counter you choose. So just be aware of that, and again, make sure you're dodging those charge attacks. Luckily, according to the game data, again, Mew's only possible quick move is Pound, which is a normal type move. That's resisted by Tyranitar as a rock type, and Gengar as a ghost type has immunity, which means it takes 50% damage. So Gengar is probably your top choice against Mew, and then that Bite Crunch or Bite Stone Edge Tyranitar would definitely come in second and third. So yeah, I think that about covers it. Your biggest takeaway here should be you definitely need that Golem with Rock Throw Stone Edge. Power up your high DPS attackers like Dragonite with Dragon Tail Outrage or Dragon Breath Outrage if you're lucky enough to have it. And definitely try to get some Tyranitar raids in so you can get yourself a Bite Crunch or Bite Stone Edge Tyranitar. Now for the rest of the episode, we'll just jump back where I did some raids with my friend Mike. Enjoy. It's early afternoon, but I finally feel well enough to come out and shoot something. I got Mike here to help me with some raids, so here we go. Level 3 hatching in 30 seconds, right across the street, and it looks like there might be a couple people waiting there for it to start. So, fingers crossed for a Machamp here. It's not Machamp. It's Arcanine. That's alright. Easy battle. Possible TMs, which is what I'm really after here. I don't think I have a raid pass for the day. There it is. Here we go. Raid number 1. It's actually been a few days since I've done any raids because I haven't been outside much. Oh yeah. I have some help. They're over there. So against Arcanine, water types are good, but remember, raid boss Arcanine can have Wild Charge, which will just destroy your water types. So, ground and rock types are the safer choices here. Rock Throw Stone Edge Golem. I'm telling you, it's going to be a very important Pokemon when it comes to legendary raids. I missed a couple dodges, but there we go. I think we got it. Yep. Let's see. 12 revives, 4 rare candies, which I would like several hundred more of for those legendaries. There we go. Me as the lone Team Instinct. Got it. You got it? Yeah. Nice. Let's see. Snarl, Crunch. Great. And not good IVs. This is a repeat of exactly what happened on the way up to Sequoia. Bye, Arcanine. Sorry if that hurts anyone, but I have enough Arcanines as it is. Alright. This is the stop. Where is it actually? I don't know. Somewhere around here. But there it is. Hitmonchan. It's actually Mike's first. So, Pokedex Hitmonchan back here. Got it. Counter Ice Punch. I would like a counter. Use counter close combat?
Yeah.
I'd like that. Ooh, mine has good IVs, but
Mine doesn't.
it's only 398 CP. I wanted for so long for Hitmonchan to be a decent, usable Pokemon. And with a moveset like counter and close combat, it is absolutely usable. So I wouldn't mind having a usable Hitmonchan. Straight ahead, another level 3 raid starting in 12 minutes. I wonder if that same crew is going to be over here for this one. We'll see. Hopefully there's a little bit of help. Since we have 10 minutes to spare, I'm just gonna battle the gym while we wait. Oh, I just got kicked out because the raid boss has appeared, and it's Gengar, which is cool, but it's not Machamp. Gengar is cool because I feel like we can definitely do that between the two of us. It deals a lot of damage, but it has pretty low defense. So I'm bringing in ground types primarily because they'll be super effective against Gengar's Poison half. Psychic it's a good choice, but it's also going to take super effective damage from Gengar, so a little riskier. Oh, that Tauros is set up perfectly to counter this Gengar. Zen Headbutt and Earthquake, both super effective against Gengar, and it's normal type, so it has immunity to ghost type moves, which means it takes 50% damage. That's good. Tauros with Zen Headbutt, Earthquake. Good Gengar counter. Charge moves, definitely worth dodging. That time I missed it. And it's a good thing oh no, did I just get glitched on? I just did. Okay, it is Shadow Ball. It's a good thing it has a long wind-up animation, because it makes it a lot easier to dodge. What happened? No, you're good. You're good. Oh, dude. Oh, my Alakazam just got one shot by Shadow Ball. And so did my Gengar. But I got him back with the Shadow Ball. Oh god, I need to dodge these. I'm on my last Pokemon too now. Nope, I'm out. I'm out. I got a little too confident. And I missed some very important dodges. Wow. Just go back in. We got it. Okay. We got it. I'm getting rewards. I'm not even in the battle. Woo.
Hey, I got a TM. Let's go. Oh, I got 2 TMs.
2 TMs? Nice. Oh, critical catch. Sweet. That's Sucker Punch Sludge Bomb with decent IVs. Not bad. And I'm a choke across the street. What happened?
I can't hit him. 2 more balls. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong berry.
Last one.
Should I go straight throw? I'm gonna go straight throw for this one.
Okay. I see you. No! Maybe next time.
Oh well.